hydrate, don't dehydrate. My cat is just staring at me. What, bruh? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you a fashion video. It's going to be a Goodwill thrift flip. Thrift flip. Why can't I say it? Thrift flip. Why is that word so hard to say? Keep in mind, I don't have any sewing skills, but I don't have any sewing equipment. I don't have a sewing machine. All I have is a basic needle and thread, so this will be a no-sew thrift flip. If you guys are interested in this video and you want to see more, just keep watching. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more. About 2 months ago or so, yeah, it was like 2 months ago, basically before everything was shut down, I went to South Carolina to go visit my boyfriend's family, and I wanted to go thrifting because I'd never been thrifting in other states before. So I headed to a Goodwill and I found a bunch of stuff that I liked, but I knew that they needed to be adjusted slightly. So that's exactly what I did. I actually did vlog a little bit of my trip to South Carolina, so I'm gonna go ahead and insert that here so you guys can see exactly what I got on this trip.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys are even going to be able to hear me, but like, so far I haven't found very much. It's kind of disappointing. I couldn't really find any jeans. Everything just looks like it's very picked through, so I might have to go to a different place, but I mean, it's a decent sized Goodwill. It's just very empty. Wow. I'm going to keep looking a little bit. I am going to try the stuff on that I did find because it's some cool pieces, so we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so I actually found some pants in like the guys section. I don't know what brand this is. Edwin jeans. They're high rise. They fit me pretty well. I think if we just like do something to the bottoms, it'll be pretty nice. Found some simple camisoles. I have quite a couple of these. These are like the satiny, silky material. These are coming in style, so grab a few of these. Maybe if I could like cinch this in, maybe like cut a slit out of it if it'll work. I'm not sure how much it is, not sure if it's really worth it, but I love the pattern, it's really pretty. Quick tip, if you have to like run in and out of the dressing room and you don't feel like putting pants back on if you wear a long t-shirt. It's like a t-shirt dress. So I think I found these in the clearance section. They're corduroy pants, but they fit really well, but I don't like how they fit at the bottom, honestly, so I'm gonna try to like cinch them in or something, maybe like turn them into shorts. So these are a classic pair of Lee jeans. They're straight fit. They are pretty big, so I'm gonna see what I can do about this. I think I also got these for about 50 cents. And I like the high-rise fit. Oh no, they're pretty nice. And for shorts, I wasn't super lucky with any of my finds, but I found this. It's just like a very basic knit top. I was thinking maybe I can like cinch it at the bottom, make it like a crop top. Or this would be cute as a crop top in general. I like the color. Nice earthy tone. And I know it's already starting to get hot and it's going to be spring soon, but I couldn't pass up a nice ribbed turtleneck. I like the color, I like the fit. It's very cute. Basically, I thrifted these things 2 months ago. I am just now getting around to actually flipping them because I kind of wanted to figure out what to do with it and then buy all the materials that I needed. The first thing that I ended up flipping were these silk pants. They were already high-waisted. The only issue with these is they were too long and I didn't really like how flowy and straight leg they were. So I made them into pretty much joggers. So what I did for these was I pinned exactly where and how much fabric I wanted to cut off. Since I don't have any, what's it called? I don't even know what it's called. Fabric chalk or good scissors, but we'll get into that. I had to use a ruler and washi tape to line up exactly where I wanted to cut because that's how unprofessional I am. By the way, this is my first time actually doing this, so it was kind of
more of a video of like, hey, let's see if I can actually try to do it and then make a video at the same time. So that's what I'm doing. I had to use hair cutting scissors to actually cut these off because my regular scissors are not fabric cutting scissors, and my hair cutting scissors were the only ones sharp enough. Don't do that. You'll probably ruin your hair scissors, which I probably already did, and invest in fabric scissors. For real. Because it'll save you so much time and frustration. After that, I took liquid stitch, which is just a fabric glue, and I glued the bottom part up about an inch, or what was supposed to be an inch. So it left a hole for me to thread an elastic through, which is how I got the scrunchie in. So I took an elastic band, measured it around my ankle to see how tight I needed it to fit, cut it, and then I attached a safety pin to the end and fished it through the loop, thus giving me this jogger stretchy material. I actually like how these pants turned out. They're really cute. They give me like Missy Elliott 2000s vibes, which I really like, and I like that they are that black shiny material. So these were actually turned out pretty decent. I was very happy. The next thing I decided to work on were these Edwin jeans, and there wasn't too much that I had to do to these. They were high rise, which I really liked. They were a dark wash, which was nice because I can wear these to work as more professional jeans. All I had to do was hem the bottom because they were a little too long for me. I pinned how much I wanted off, and then I measured it and cut it like I did with the other pair. I glued the hem down with the liquid stitch. Now, I did end up washing these pants afterwards, and it seems like I didn't glue it well enough. So I'll just go back and re-glue it. It's not a big deal. But the other thing I am going to go back and do is actually glue the hem, because if I keep these folded like this, you can kind of see it peeking through, which looks a little strange. So I just need to make sure to glue the edge so that way it doesn't keep fraying. But I liked how these turned out as well. It was a pretty simple fix and an easy hem for anybody who doesn't actually want to sew their clothes. This is a quick fix. And then the next pair of pants that I wanted to fix were these Lee jeans. I liked the fit of these. They're high rise. They were a classic straight fit. The only thing was they were slightly big whenever I tried them on, but only ever so slightly. So I actually learned this trick from, I believe her name is Haley. She like does a bunch of thrifting and thrift flips and stuff. So I kind of wanted to try it out to see like how easy it was to do this, and it actually was pretty easy. But the first thing I ended up doing was just dressing them a little bit. This process is pretty simple. I'm sure everybody already knows how to do this. You just cut 2 horizontal lines, and then you start pulling out the vertical threads. I didn't realize how tedious this actually was. Like, the first few threads that you have to pull out are really hard, but then once you actually start picking at it, they come out pretty easily. So I just did a distress up here next to the pocket, and then I did a little one down at the knee, and then I cut off the ends because, again, this was too long. But this time, instead of hemming it, I just left it raw, and after I washed and dried it, it became more frayed than it was. And then I also did one in the back pocket to add some texture as well. To fix the waistline and actually make it fit me, the first thing that I did was cut 2 holes near the button fly on either end here, just 2 vertical slits, and then I took an elastic band, measured it around my waist to see how big I actually needed it to be, and then again I put a safety pin at the end of the elastic and fished it through the pants, because jeans, you can tell, have a double freaking motorcycle. Has anyone seen that episode of South Park? If you have, you guys know what I'm talking about. Like I was saying, jeans are double layered up at the top, so there's already a hole for you to fish the elastic through. When you do this, make sure you use a safety pin that is big enough, because I got more than halfway through and my safety pin came out because it was too small and I didn't pull the elastic enough at the same time, so it was just getting caught at the end and there was too much tension, so it literally ripped off, and I was so annoyed. So instead of pulling it out and redoing it all, I just seam ripped the inside a little bit so I could fit the other end of the elastic through it, and then I reattached the safety pin and put it back in and continued fishing it. So once that arduous process was done, all I did was safety pin the elastic of the pants so I didn't wear them, put them back on, and then I tightened them as much as I could so that way I could get the fit that I wanted, and then I sewed the elastic on so whenever I did wash these pants I wouldn't lose it. It worked pretty well. These jeans actually fit really nicely now. I was worried that it was going to look weird scrunched up, but it actually doesn't, especially if you wear a belt on top, you can't even tell. So I really like how these jeans turn out too. They're so comfy, and I'm glad I finally have a distressed pair of jeans that actually fit me. It's so exciting. Next thing that I flipped was kind of a flop. This is, which I'm not even worried because this may have been the more expensive thing, and I think I actually bought this twice by accident. Like, the cashier rung it up twice when I bought it, but whatever, it was $5. So basically I wanted to turn this shirt into a cinched crop top, but the fabric on it, it's a knit fabric. I think the problem is that the fabric on this is already pretty stretched and worn out, so when I was cutting it, I didn't really do a great job at it. So it kind of came out a little funky, but I'll show you how I did it anyway. Basically, the first thing that I did was I cut off the bottom where the band is because I wanted to keep that so I could, again, fish an elastic through and make it scrunchy. I noticed that it was still a little too long to be a crop top, so I took the width of that band and cut off another section of the shirt. After that, I flipped the shirt inside out and glued the band onto the front of the shirt. So when you look at the shirt, you're not looking at the raggedy cuts on the inside, you're just looking at the band. And then the same thing with this one, I just cut 2 vertical slits on either side here of the shirt, and I fished an elastic through it. If I had a more elastic material, I guess the shirt would have come out a little better, but I'm not super mad at it. I think I might try to fix it a little more so it's a little more tight, but it'll do. Maybe I'll wear this. Maybe not. Maybe I'll donate it. But anyway, it was fun to do regardless. And then the last thing that I ended up flipping was this Hawaiian dress. I loved the pattern on this, and I could not help to buy this because I need sundresses for the summer. I need dresses in general. I don't have anything. Honestly, my wardrobe needs amped up a ton, but to be like, I needed stuff for the summer. I was supposed to go to Mexico in May, but that's canceled for obvious reasons. So I liked this dress because of the pattern mostly, but I wasn't a huge fan of like the stretchy, bunchy top. So I didn't really mind like ruining this dress. And let me tell you, I don't know what exactly I was thinking whenever I did flip this, because I probably could have done it way better, but I didn't. This is what I did. Instead of cutting it in the back, where there's already a seam down here, and it probably would have hidden a lot of my mistakes, I decided to cut it in the front because I wanted a slit on the side, and I was like, oh, I'll just cut it in the front so I don't have to do twice as much work. But it kind of got a little weird. What I did was I just cut off how much fabric I needed to get it cinched in. And then I measured where I wanted the slit to start. So I put it on, and you can see in this clip, like, it just looks so weird because of how I cut it. I don't know what I was thinking. So after that, I pinned it. After I cut it, I hemmed the raw edges by just folding it over and gluing it. And then after measuring where I wanted it to the slit to start, I just glued down the 2 hems together and then left it open for the rest. It doesn't look horrible. It's just that when I have the dress on, it looks slightly off, and I have to like tuck it in on the side where the hem, where the cut actually is, because it bunches up weird. And if I turn it a little to the side, the slit actually stays where it's supposed to be. And I could just wear it strapless, and then it might look a little better, so that way the straps aren't like off. But you know what? this was a good lesson. I think now I know when I need to flip dresses, I should do it more properly. But yeah, this is a lot of fun to do. I think it was more of just like a challenge to myself to see if I could actually do it. And I'm surprised at how easy it really was. This was my first time doing it, and yeah, it was a nice process. It's kind of relaxing to actually do stuff with your hands, especially now that I'm working from home and I feel like I'm just staring at a screen all day long, and it's very just, it's a lot to process. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these videos, give it a thumbs up. I'm definitely doing some more fashion videos. I have a haul coming up next that I'm really excited about. If you want to see more of me in general, you can follow me on Instagram at Andrea. I'll leave it down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!